allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The roll call.
Okay, here. Verna? Here. John?
Here.
Jan? Here. I am here, and Cheryl. Here. All here.
Does anybody request any changes on the agenda? The agenda stands approved. Any changes on minutes? I just had a recommendation, we don't need to change these minutes. And some of them it says I move, and some of it just says move. Let's just make our minutes consistent, say it either, I don't care which way.
What happened?
No. So it looks similar. Okay, the minutes stand approved. Call to audience. Would anyone in the audience care to speak to anything on the agenda? Director's report.
You have a written report, a couple of things I'll point out. The Sign-Rama installed a new playroom in the children's garden. The rest of the grant money was used for that. The total was $2,400, $650 came out of the last of the grant money. And that was the grant money that helped pay for the musical instruments and the door. So, it made it sound like it covered for the lightning. Our 100th celebration committee is coming together. We have really good representation throughout the entire Brandon Township. We have DDA, Village, Township, Historical Society, board members, staff members. So I think it's going to be a really good group. And we will start our planning on August 5th.
And at what time is that at?
12:30.
Okay.
Goyette came out to do our quarterly maintenance and we didn't have any issues with our machines. We forgot to turn one thing back on, had to come back, but other than that, it was fine.
So are we going to talk about that after we have all new units, whether we need it quarterly?
Yeah, I don't think we'll need it to do it quarterly, but we can talk about it. It's mostly about the filters. I don't get anything. Mostly their own.
So maybe semi-annually instead? Okay. All right.
They're all new machines, they shouldn't need too much.
Yeah.
Alyssa, Sean, and I met with Streamline, a company called Streamline, to take over some of the web design work that Shauna was doing. They'll also get us up to the ADA requirements that are
What is that? What's an ADA requirement on the website?
disability, American Disability.
Oh, I know what it is, but what do you mean on a website?
It's about color choices, font choices,
Okay.
making it so that it reads back to you if you want it to, things like that. So there's different versions for if you have dyslexia. I think there's an ADHD version, so you can change it to whatever your needs are, or you can change your settings on your computer also, and it will be adapted to that. So these are all the legal requirements from each year that we have to have. We were very sorry to see Sean go. We had a little party for her. Ortonville Chamber, we're still struggling. We only had 6 people this month. If you know anybody that's interested, let me know. And how much more people.
I attended and I was surprised. I thought it was Ortonville. People were there there was a lady there from where? Way down south side of Oakland County.
Members from the Holly Chamber are still coming in to kind of see the group a little bit.
But I think this woman was from maybe Oak Park or somewhere. I don't remember her name.
When I worked for the bank, we belonged to a bunch of different chambers, so that's probably.
She lives there and works in Hollywood. I'm not sure.
Any questions for Laura?
Just a real quick one on the checks. I was just curious when it said somehow vendors would accept checks anymore. I know people that won't accept personal checks, but
Yeah.
these are like business or really government.
Yeah, even
Checks.
for like our Google Gmail, they won't take a check. You have to pay by credit card or.
So then we have to add the percentage on for credit card?
Not necessarily.
Really? Because every place I go to now adds a percentage.
Yeah,
on it.
they don't that I know of, it's probably built in there somewhere, but if we do the ACH payments, I don't think you have to pay the credit card fees. You shouldn't have to, you know. But, yeah, a lot of places aren't taking paper checks.
The only other thing I had, I was just curious. I used the restroom last time I was around. Just in a little nutshell, what kind of improvements are they looking at for the restroom?
Pretty much a complete remodel.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, exit interview?
Yes, so Shauna and I met multiple times, and Alyssa was there as well. Shauna was, you know Shauna, she had a very detailed list of all of her duties and links to everything and who she thought should take it over and how to take it over. She made videos on everything. So we had, her exit interview was about a 4-day event. So we have all of her duties kind of reassigned, including the use of the streamlined website service that I was talking about. So I don't have a written exit interview from her yet. She said she's going to do it. She hasn't yet. It's not required. You
Yeah.
don't have to do them. So if I get something, I'll report more. But she was very thorough. And
Any suggestions for like changes, improvements, any of that kind of thing?
no, she didn't do it. I think she was so overwhelmed with passing along everything and making sure everybody had the information that they needed. I don't know that she thought about it about that much. So, I do know, the reason she left, a lot of it was because we do not offer health insurance for kids. So that would be something to look at in the future.
That would be a big chunk of the monthly budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We are in pretty good shape. She loves financial. She loves it financial.
Okay. Trustee reports. Kay, do you have anything?
No, actually, just anxious for our first meeting on August 5th. I have been looking personally at other websites as to, what passage of Celebrate the 100, and it's all over the place. So I'm anxious, I'm going to try to put it into categories. I'm anxious to be a part of your group.
Thank you. Ellen?
I have attended the Oxford Public Library 100th anniversary Friday night, so I will have lots to say.
Is that a gala?
Yes, that is the gala. I saw the pottery pieces and tumblers.
That's like $500.
Mm-hmm.
I checked it out.
But they're very pretty. I don't know if they're $500.
They're pretty.
But they're pretty.
Jan?
Just that last Thursday I attended the chamber meeting here to support Laura, and she gave a great presentation, and everybody was thrilled with it. And first thing they did want, that I don't know if it was on your schedule, but they wanted a tour, so that was fun for Laura to give a tour again. So anyway, it was great.
Jen? Maria? And I can just recommend to the board that I think we should at least attend the first meeting of the 100th anniversary, just to get a feel for who's on the group and how it's going to proceed. And even if we're not actually part of the committee, I think it would be worthwhile. Okay. Jen, finances.
Okay, the things that jump out at me as not recurring things, the youth department wall install, the window tint in Rose office, the youth garden signage, and the overdrive subscription. Everything else seems to be fairly routine expenses. Anyone have any questions on check register? Okay. Then we have the balance sheet. The big thing that jumped out at me is that the taxes receivable have gone down substantially, so we got some of the late taxes paid. So the taxes receivable are down to a couple of grand. Any questions, comments on the balance sheet?
I had a little bit of a conversation with Kathleen about the taxes receivable, because I didn't believe it could be down that far.
Is it
So-
too good to be true?
Some of what we see on the next page that we collected in June is actually some 2024 delinquent tax. She looked it up again, and that's all we could figure without actually talking to the treasurer, so.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly what is still receivable from 2025, the December tax bill.
Okay.
So we may need to figure that out. For taxpayers that just don't pay them on time.
Okay.
All right, then the income statement, again, we have the delinquent taxes, but I guess we need to kind of figure out what exactly that, what that.
Yeah, it was put under there because the check that we got from the township said delinquent tax on it. So that's what she put it under, so it really shouldn't affect our taxes received, our 2025 taxes received.
So you mean that was a check for over 46,000?
Yeah.
So then we need to approve the expenses for June. We can get a motion.
I move to approve the June expenses of $97,487.42.
I will second.
We have a roll call, please.
Okay.
Yes. Colonel?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Jan?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. And on to the budget amendments.
So we have a budget amendment for a grant that we received, and that's for the tutoring for $11,500 that we need to add. That's the only one. Or do we have,
The FOL one.
oh, the FOL one?
Yeah.
Which takes the original 6,000 plus an additional amount of 9,000 for a total of 15,000.
Did FOL give us that for something specific, Laura? Okay. I'm sure you have something.
Well, we need a budget amendment for the HVAC soon.
Not until you install.
It's not till we actually spend it.
Yeah, they bill us sometime sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 3 months.
Okay, as long as we keep earning money on our, okay.
We'll need a motion.
I move to approve the budget amendments in total of $26,500.
Second.
I second.
have brought back the volunteer policy, which we went over last month, with one edit from the board, and the rest of the edits are from the attorney. They all make sense to me. So this is ready to be approved if the board's ready.
Volunteer service is a privilege, I love that. It's a privilege for us that people will volunteer. Any questions?
Just a clarification on from before, you talk about groups, like Girl Scouts or whatever. Then we jump down to 6 and it says, sort of like anybody under 18 must have been working that, but that doesn't apply to the groups, right? Okay.
If they're supervised by their leader,
Okay.
if they're supervised by the library staff, then they need to have a work permit.
Okay.
But if they're being supervised by their leader, then they do that.
Any other questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion for.
I move that we approve the volunteer policy as amended by the board and the attorney.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion is passed. And now the finance, John.
So the finance committee met, it appears that everything we talked about is also on the agenda elsewhere. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to skip on.
Okay. Any questions for John?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to communication, Laura.
We got a really nice letter from the Sasha Flames, Daughters of the American Revolution. They were here, if you remember, a couple months ago, they donated some money to get children's books on the revolution. And while they were here, apparently they picked up some seeds from our seed library and used them for the People of Impact organization, which is a veterans garden. And they were thrilled. So they wrote us a really nice letter thanking us for that.
They only took what typically one person could take, right?
Yeah, they only said.
Did we offer to give them extra?
We didn't know that they were taking them for that. Or, yeah, we probably could have offered them more.
Should we contact them and maybe do that? Because I think there's quite a bit left there.
We could. She didn't leave any, this note didn't come with a name or any contact information. But I could probably track down where they get these information.
Oh, very nice to get that. Okay, unfinished business, we have none. And on to our big section for the evening is our new business. Laura, take it away.
Okay. Hopefully you've already looked at it. So on page 19, we have a really, Kathleen made a great little chart here of the current staff positions and the changes that I would like to make. So unfortunately, we did lose Shauna, which is a total bummer, but with losing Shauna, it opened up an opportunity for some restructuring. So with a staff of 16 people, we had 5 managers, which was a little top heavy, in my opinion. So this gives us an opportunity to restructure a few things. One of the other issues that I know was a goal for the board when I was hired was to try to stop this from being kind of a revolving door of staff. And one way to do that is to create some full-time positions, some opportunities for replacement. So my suggestion at this point is to eliminate the shelter position because of the minimum wage changes. That puts them at the same pay scale as our circulation systems, which is a totally different job. So my suggestion is to take those 10 hours that we were getting in shelter, give it to one of our circulation assistants and make a full-time circulation assistant position. Another change that I would like to suggest is changing one of our library associate positions to a full-time librarian position. We do have someone to fill that role that is very good and very capable. And then I would like to combine the implementation manager and the public services manager into one position and make that an assistant manager position, which also provides opportunity for advancement to one of our very capable staff.
An assistant director position,
Assistant,
manager.
oh, assistant director, sorry. Yeah. So, that all being said, if you turn to the budget on page 22, for next year's budget, if we make all those changes, we are still, that number, we're still a 20, it provides us a $25,000 cushion in salaries, and it's still, we're still at 50% of our staffing and fringe costs, which for average across the state is 69.13%, so we're still way below that number. And then for class 4 libraries, the average across the state is 63.14%, and we're at 50%, even with those changes in staff. So we're still in really, really good shape financially. If you look at page 20, you can see the current organizational chart and the proposed organizational chart, and how that would look as far as full-time and part-time staff. So it's really just kind of tightening up the staff and providing a little more career opportunity for women that we have.
But you still have the shelter position there for pay grade?
Well, we haven't changed, the only thing we changed on the pay grade scale is the addition of the assistant director. The pay grade scale is going to be a project for the finance committee, I think, next month or in the next couple of months maybe, to get that cleaned up and make some changes.
But you're eliminating the shelter position, right?
For now, yes.
I wasn't sure, because so I've already accepted 17 applications
Yeah.
or something in June. Okay,
Yeah, and that budget, on page 22 also accounts for the increase in minimum wage. We only have one staff member that will not be at the minimum wage number in January when it goes into effect, so that does include raises for folks.
One more question about the shelter issue. So you have discussed this with circulation assistants, that they'll be shelter books and they're good with it?
Well, the position that, the full-time circulation assistant position, they will take over those duties of shelter. So that extra 10 hours that Shelter had will go to that circulation assistant to keep the shelter.
Okay.
for assistant director, the other position, do we have well, when will we have a draft of the job description?
It's in your packet.
It's in the packet?
We'll be reviewing.
Oh, it's kind of, okay.
27.
27, okay.
Yeah, as far as this pay grade scale, we talked about it on finance committee, and we need to do a big update for 2026. So we'll be working on that before the end of the year. Hopefully before we approve the final budget in October. So.
What's wrong with it? It's too low?
No, but we need to change what's going to happen as far as minimum wage, because that changes. We need to add, it just needs to change. There's too many steps, and it's just very unwieldy to deal with.
And there's a lot of positions on here that we don't have.
Yeah.
We just don't.
So there will be changes. More to come. So going forward, we need to, let's look at the job descriptions before we approve the new. So it's a little bit out of order, but if you go down to page 27, it starts the job descriptions. So we'll review those before we actually approve the new positions.
The assistant director position, it was interesting when I took the public services manager position and the implementation manager position, the job descriptions, they were almost identical, except for maybe 4 or 5 lines. And so I was able to kind of put those 4 or 5 things from the implementation manager into the assistant director position, which gave her some additional duties, and then added a little more information about some budgeting. She'll be involved in the budgeting process, a little more management, administrative type roles. But for the most part, it didn't change that much.
On the second page, I also see, will this person be on the policy committee also? Develop library policies?
Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments on the assistant director job description?
In the library budget, so this person will also sit on the finance committee? So be on, okay.
I think that would be amazing.
I do too. And the policy committee.
The managers have always been pretty involved in both of those. We do meet pretty regularly to go over the budget and spending, and then also public health and stuff that to actually sit on.
You know, the very fact that this is an assistant director, they need to be, that person needs to be fully involved in, you know, all the aspects of the library. So it makes sense.
Any changes, corrections? I had a couple. I just wanted to go through. Up in the classification, this should say, because, and I only am saying this because the director says it, it says salaried exempt employee instead of just exempt.
Okay.
Just to make it consistent. And then in number 11, I don't like the word problems in there. I mean, reviewing all this, if there's a problem, it will be, but to put it in a description, that's kind of weird.
Okay.
And then I think we need to add the word facility, because I think there'll be part of that too.
Facilitate?
No, facility.
You want facility in number 11?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want?
So as in building?
Yeah, as
Talking
in,
about this
yeah,
facility.
right, as in taking care of the building.
Do you want problems just removed, or do you want a different word in there?
I think just take it out.
Why don't we say building facility?
Building and facility.
I think facility covers it.
Was it? Okay.
And then the other question I had was under education and experience. Is there any, like they have for director, is there any specific training that Library Michigan has or MLA has or anything like that?
No.
Should we, I don't know, is there something we can put in here regarding getting some additional training during the first year?
Well, 13 talks about professional development.
And I don't comment. At one point, I think it was the MLA, anyway, in Lansing, they actually had director training. Is that no longer?
They do have director training, but they don't have assistant director training, specifically for assistant director. But it wouldn't hurt to take the director training.
Yeah, and I would like to see that maybe just at least the first year,
Okay.
you know, because there's, what, 2-year program, right?
Well, it's 2 sessions. They're both pretty short.
Okay.
They wouldn't be too hard to. Do you want that added to?
I think we should add that to educational experience requirements.
So it's not required to get the job.
No, because even for director, it's not required that they have it until it's required, the first is required within the first year, and the next is required during the second year.
Okay.
Do you happen to know, Laura, how many libraries in the area have an assistant director?
I don't. No. I could look it down in the SLRTC.
Not that it matters, but
I did look at that when I was, come class 4 libraries had an assistant director. I did look at that, but I can't remember.
you could be on the cutting edge.
Okay, shall we go on to circulation?
The only change was the easy one. The only change was to add a full-time to the classification. That it could be a regular full-time or part-time position.
And that's on page 30 where that changes. And library director,
On page 32, the only addition was number 6A6, establish with the board long-range vision for the library, and form of the strategic plan, and oversee the implementation and evaluation of the strategic plan goals and objectives.
anybody have any comments, questions? I just had one grammar change.
On the director one?
Yes. And most of the other job descriptions, obviously I wasn't looking at all of them, but the ones that we saw today, under their duties, we make it a plural, like reports to the board, meets with the board.
Okay.
So I think we should do that throughout, just to
Okay.
make it consistent. Nothing important, but, just one of those things.
Guys, the board, number 4, you want to go?
Yeah, all of them, just whatever ones need to be made plural.
Okay.
That's easy.
Okay, we will need a motion to approve the circulation, librarian, and assistant director.
You want to do those separately, don't you, or all together?
We can do all the job descriptions together, and then we'll go back and we will then do each position, each new position, we'll do the approval there.
Where's job description?
The job descriptions are down number 13.4, 5, and 6.
Oh, you're right. Okay. And you want to do all those together too?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I move that we approve the new job descriptions for assistant director, circulation assistant, and library director,
Yes,
as presented
There was a few.
I'll second that motion.
and amended. Is that right, Secretary?
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Now we will go back and individually approve their positions. So let's take a motion on circulation systems.
I move that we approve the restructuring of the circulation assistant,
It's a new full-time
the
position.
new full-time position.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry.
Motion passes.
That's
John,
what
you
you
did
go
it
at
at the
once.
same time.
Pick one.
Okay, and a motion on the new position of the full-time librarian.
I move that we accept the new position of a full-time librarian. Let me start over. I move that we approve the position of full-time librarian.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, assistant director.
I move that we approve restructuring and
No,
have
new position.
the new position of assistant director.
I said,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Oh, we have to approve the change in pay grade. What page is that? We have it.
19, no, 20
pay grade,
1 something, terrible.
There it is. Yeah. 21.
Okay. Can we take a motion to approve the amended pay grade chart as presented?
Somebody else.
I move that we approve the amended pay grade chart.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Since that's money we didn't have to.
Well, it was pretty minor at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. Now we are back to 13.3, which is the discussion of the draft budget. We will be bringing a final to the board meeting and to the millage approval in August. Jen, you want to?
I'm going to let you. You don't mind. Or Laura can walk through.
Yeah, Laura
the
can
changes.
probably walk us through. Laura?
Okay. First of all, in column E,
What page are you on?
on page 22,
Okay.
that first number is not correct. It should be $1,402,975. So both of those numbers in red, that's incorrect. No, it's my fault.
402.
1,402,975. So you can see with our 2026 budget, we did get our information from the county, or from the township. And our income is projected to be an additional $63,377 for this year, which is great. And that also accounts for $14,000 in delinquent taxes that we expect about 2%. Not a lot of changes at this point. On page 23, under salaries, I explained earlier that does include a $25,000 cushion in that line, just in case. Health insurance, of course, will go up with adding 2 additional full-time positions. And we don't know what it's going to go up for everybody yet. We should get information on it. So, I'm assuming it's going to go up. It went up, I think, 12% last year. So, we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't go up too much. And then, of course, the dental and, the life insurance went up a little bit after last year. The other addition that we made was $4,200, increased the line from $1,200 to $4,200 for the website on line 59 in red there, and that's to account for the additional web design vendor that we'll be using to help cover that loss of Sean. That's about $3,600 for the year, which isn't good.
Is that a one-time fee?
It's a yearly fee. Mm-hmm. And then our email went up, but it should be going back down. So that's in the works. We have a few email addresses that they were going to charge us by email address now. It used to be kind of chunks, numbers. So there's a few that we can get rid of that we don't use. So I'm working on that. Hopefully we can get that done. But right now we pay about $360 a month for our email, which is a lot. On page 24, all the way down at the bottom in red, we increased, and I don't know if that's going to be enough, but we increased our promotions budget line by $1,000 to help promote our 100th anniversary events. We need to do a little bit more on that. Still working on that. And then on page 24, at the top, we increased our programming budget by $2,500 to, again, account for the 100th anniversary celebration events.
I'm not gonna buy many $500 ones.
No.
Well, you can
That's
sell
not-
them for $500.
Right, that's not for us to pay for.
We have to buy them first.
So if you look all the way down on line 139, we're still in really good shape. That leaves us possible
250.
so we're still in really good shape. But it's a work.
Any questions on the budget?
Not specifically on the budget, but I was looking at what we're paying for hoopla. Maybe that's an item that we should look at because it's pretty expensive.
It is expensive, and we just dropped it, beginning of this year. The limit was 10 checkouts per month, and I dropped it down to 6, which has kept us in budget. Last year, we were way over budget.
Right.
So we said, was it 2,200 a month for Hoopla? And we have been at or below that each month. So we're pretty happy with where we stand right now with that. And we did not get a single complaint from the drive. I thought we were going to get complaints that we didn't get. So patrons seem to be pretty happy, and we're pretty happy with where we are there. Unfortunately, I don't think that's something we can cut because that's what people want. That's what we don't want. So we're happy that it's kind of leveled out and evened out, and people are still happy with it. But it's expensive.
I have a question for that too. Is there a way when somebody orders like an audiobook from there that we can, I don't know, like on the website when they bring up, I want to order this audiobook, and it shows that it's available in Blackstone or Libby or?
It does on our catalog. If you pull it up on our catalog, it will show you that it's available here and it's available here. But usually the people that use Hoopla use Hoopla. They go to Hoopla and they search for what they want, and Hoopla is certainly not going to say.
No, I know that.
So if they go to our catalog, yes, it's in there. It does list all the locations that it can be found.
So can they go to Hoopla directly without going to our website? Is there a way we can fix it?
No.
I'll try the website.
Yeah. Try.
That maybe, you know, they went to the website first and it says, if you're looking for an audiobook, try Blackstone, try Libby.
Our catalog does that, but, you know, Hoopla's not going to do that.
I don't think they go directly to Hoopla, they don't.
Right. And most people do. They just have the app right on their device and then just right there.
All right. All right, so, any other questions on the budget? If you have any, let the finance committee know, because we'll be meeting one more time before the August meeting. So let us know. Okay, staff reports. Tell me what page that starts on.
35.
Okay, I'm at it. No, that's what I had circled on here on my shares. How do we deal with that? Okay, Kay, anything going on?
No, I just circled the 646 people registered. Oh, I'm looking down at the news, but I thought it was incredible for the summer reading.
Yeah.
Very good.
Kelly?
I do have a off-the-wall question. For children's programming, do they have to register, or Is that something they can just show up?
Most of the children's programming is registration. Do we have anything else?
I think all children's programming is registration.
Yeah.
It's still spinning. That's it, that's all I got.
Okay.
Well, I have a confession. When I heard that our summer reading program was going to be Color Your World, I was like, oh, it just didn't catch me. But I was wrong. And it's been great. And we participated and not gotten to as many programs as I wanted to, but the programs that were listed and described sounded fantastic. And the participation that we did, I enjoyed, and running around and answering the questions, except for that CMK, whatever it was. Whoever came up with that was bad. But anyway, I just want to commend you all for the summer reading program, because it ended up being wonderful, as usual. I have today. Okay.
My notes are echoing what I hear the others say. The success of the summer reading program is amazing, so thanks to the staff. I know they worked really hard to put it together, and I know they're already on to fall and winter. And the success of the other programs, the attendance and numbers I read in here are just amazing. And then the other thing I noted from Sarah, I loved that detail on Hoopla, as to what people are actually, checking out there. I didn't realize that audiobooks were that popular. But I guess it's all gone online because all the former audiobooks are gone.
What are binge passes?
Binge passes are, it counts as one checkout and you get a whole bunch of stuff. So you can do like
Like the whole series or something?
yeah, or you can do, what are the savvy movies, Hallmark movies, you can get a Hallmark binge pass and get several movies instead of just one. Okay.
And it counts as one.
And it counts as one checkout.
Brenna?
Again, I'm just amazed at all the things that are happening and that are being done. I particularly liked on your comment in the first line, buckle up because I've got a lot to say. That knocked me off the chair. It seems that every season we get more and more wonderful ideas. And I haven't made it to as many of these programs as I wanted to, but, Edridge. The upcoming programs are exciting, and I really compliment the staff on the research they do to find all of these different things. Looking forward to the escape room. That was fun.
Oh, you're going to participate? You're going to participate?
Have you ever done one?
No.
They're fun.
Really?
I just had, of course, an overall comment that I'm just amazed every time I read this, it gets longer and longer every meeting. One comment I did have is under Anya's, and she talked about how many teams they had and that type of thing, and that they needed additional funding for more games for the Switch. My contention is if there's anything at all we need to bring the teams in, spend the money. Because we're obviously spending it on other programming for adults and children, and I think it needs to be spent. If you want another Switch thing, for God's sake, get it.
We have actually,
Okay,
there was
good.
one other thing.
Good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because that's really critical, and,
And they're not very expensive.
no, and anything that will bring them in and keep them around, that's great.
I agree.
And thank you for everybody and everything that you do. surprised you?
Not really, no.
In your initial report, the hotspot went down, or we lost a hotspot.
Yeah,
Did that have any effect? Were people upset? Did you come to a point where you had to say, sorry, a lot of hotspots?
well, they can put them on hold. If we went out, and in the summertime, it seems like they're always on hold. So, I don't think anybody thought anything, to be honest. And I think we're replacing it, I think we're replacing it. So, it should be back up and running.
Okay.
Good. Any other questions, comments on the stats? Okay, calendar review, August. We will be having 2 meetings, one at 4:45, one at 5. The first one is to approve the millage and the budget for 2026. And then the one at 5, of course, will be our regular board meeting, so we will have no training that night. Anybody have anything else? Calendar review, I think that sums the calendar up. Okay, public comment. Anybody attending that would like to say anything? Feel free, speak up. Forever hold your peace and all that.
Oakwood is a great service and a lot of our patrons like it. I don't know, I mean, I have to look at the numbers right now, but, because it's right there, it's easy to get, there's no holes. So there's so many books that you have to wait on Libby, and it could be, you want it for a book club, and you might not get it until that's a book club, so people have to be very good for that.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Nothing on hold? Does anybody have any items for the next agenda?
Perhaps on the 50th anniversary, do we want to do an update each month? Brief or update? I just think that's important activity, so it'd be brief.
We'll
Especially
add that under committees,
Do you want to
with the anniversary as an
Okay.
official committee.
Oh, and after that?
Yeah, let's do that. Who on the board has volunteered to be on the anniversary?
Well, I think
committee?
those two were both.
Okay, we should vote on that then.
Oh, to be in that afternoon?
Yeah. All in favor of an anniversary ad hoc committee with board members of Jan and Kay on? Second?
Can we second that one?
I trust.
I'll second.